Hey, what is up guys? It's me again, back with another action figure review, and today we're going to be having a look at the Max Factory Good Smile Company Figma Deadpool. So for the packaging on the front, you can see the figure and most of its accessories through the front. Picture of Deadpool on this side. Bunch of different product shots showing off some of the poses and accessories on the back. Another shot of the figure on this side and the front again, so I will take him and all of his accessories out and we will have a look at the figure and everything he comes with. Okay, Deadpool is out of packaging, and this Deadpool stands just shy of 6 inches tall. So yes, he is a little on the small side for a 6-inch figure, but that doesn't really bother me. For his accessories, you get this Figma stand. I really like these little Figma stands. They're very small. I don't like the ones with the gigantic bases, but you have an articulated arm on it. You also have this little extension. And also, people were having a lot of problems with QC issues on this figure, like missing a sword, getting 2 left hands or 2 right hands. But as far as I can tell, everything on mine is fine. I have lefts and rights of all the hands, and here is the standard hands he comes with. These are the hands you can make the heart shape with. That is a left and a right. Here's a gripping hand, probably for the swords. There's a left and a right. Or these are for the guns, these ones. These ones are for the swords. They're a little tighter grip. There is a left and a right. Then you have these open expressive hands. Again, a left and a right. Then you get some more specialty type hands. You have this pointing finger hand. You can use it to pick his nose, his butt, someone else's butt, whatever you want to do with it. You got this totally radical dude hand, or call me hand. And you get a thumbs up hand. You get a couple different face plates with a little bit different expressions. You get this one where the left eye is a little more closed. You got this one that looks like he's kind of squinting. And then he has just the standard faceplate on him in packaging. He also has fisted hands on him in packaging. Okay, and for weapons, he has these sheath swords to go on his back, but these are like the Revoltech ones. They're just pegged in. That way you can give the illusion that the swords are sheathed without them having to make gigantic sheaths to go on his back to actually harness the swords he comes with. But these, you can actually unpeg this one and do one sword if you want, or both. You can also twist and adjust them however you like. You have his swords. I really like the way these are sculpted and painted. No issues here whatsoever. You have this little knife that looks really good, and it actually sheathes in his leg there. You get a couple guns. Here is the first one. I wish they would have added a little more paint detail, at least maybe painted the handle a brown, but a good sculpted gun. You have this gun. Again, one solid paint on it. Still a good sculpt on it. And you can see he has guns holstered on him, and those guns are like the swords. You just kind of unpeg those if you want to give the illusion that he's holding the guns from the holster. But I think if I had him holding the guns, I would just have him still holstering guns just to make it look like he's even more armed. Okay, and Figma also throws in a spare wrist peg and a bag to put all of your accessories in. And even has a space to label it. Okay, and before we move on, I will show this Figma Deadpool next to the Revoltech Deadpool. And these Deadpools are 2 different interpretations of Deadpool, but they are close enough to compare. I have to give a major plus to the Figma Deadpool. This Revoltech one, it don't even look human next to it. But there they are side by side. So now on to the Deadpool figure itself. And before I start, I will go ahead and sheathe his dagger. Fits in very nice and firm. There's no way that's falling out of there. And I will show you these guns, how they unpeg. That's all that's in there when you unpeg it. And it is just made to be the handle of this, so you can have it unholstered. This Deadpool figure has been getting a lot of love. It's been getting a lot of hate as well. Me personally, I love it. Sure, there's a couple things that I would change. Could be a little bigger. They could have matched these ball joints a little better. Behind the shoulders and this shoulder blade area is a little odd looking. So as far as complaints, that's about all the complaints I have. And one more thing I'm just noticing here is he does have a major case of boobs. But for articulation on this Deadpool, his head don't really move too much up. Using the joint down here and the neck joint, that's about all the up movement you get, and you're left with this gaping neck hole here like he had a tracheotomy. But down, he looks really, really well. Actually, to keep that gap covered, you kind of got to have him looking down a little. His shoulders will drop down some on that ball joint. They will go up that far. They will swing all the way around, no problem. And they do swivel there at the shoulder. There's no bicep swivel, it's at the shoulder. And these joints are a little bit like Revotech joints where you have to kind of line them up to bend them. So just make sure you have them aligned properly to bend them, or you will stress the joint. And then it does swivel there, top and bottom. Part of this cuff here is a floating piece to kind of get out of the way so he can't articulate, because that hand is pegged in and on a joint. Working with the diaphragm joint and the waist joint, he crunches really good, and it actually doesn't go back all that far. There goes those Neo Matrix poses I was going to do. But his legs will kick forward that much. They'll go back that far. They'll go out to the side. Really good bend at that knee. Ankles will swivel all the way around. But again, a similar design to that Revotech, so you have to make sure you're lined up properly to go forward and back. And then you do have toe articulation. This figure seems to have very big feet, which is good. It gives him a good base to stand on. Now also, he will swivel at the hip there on his leg. So very good figure. I really dig it. This is my favorite Deadpool that has been released on this scale. Really, really loving it. Oh, and another thing on this figure, this piece does articulate in and out, which if you move it out, it looks really weird, but I think they just did that so it doesn't hinder any articulation. You know, it looks just fine if you wrap it back onto his leg, and it is just on a little joint in there. So now I'm going to put some of his accessories on him, and we will wrap this review up. So there is Deadpool with a sword in his hand and a gun, about to take somebody out. And I will tell you, that was extremely easy to set up. After messing with that Revotech Deadpool for so long, this was just so satisfying to pose. But I hope you guys enjoyed the review. That was my look at the regular version of the Figma Deadpool. But I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye for now.